All right, good morning, Eagles. This is Miss Hosford, and today we're going to talk a little bit about the PSAT. I wonder how many of you know what the PSAT is or why you should take it, but I'm assuming many of you don't, so we're going to dive in a little bit. I know you watch me in these videos, and they're kind of silly and goofy and probably a little long, but today I'm going to have this gentleman tell you a little bit more about the PSAT so you don't have to listen to me right now.
Hey folks, I'm Rob Franek. I'm editor-in-chief here at the Prince Review, joining you once again. But today's subject, it is the rite of passage of high school students literally across the globe. That's right, today we are talking all about the PSAT. Now, you already likely know that the PSAT is deeply important in the college admission process, but you might be a little fuzzy on exactly why. So today, we're going to talk about not only what the PSAT is, but why it is so important to you in the college admission process. So without delay, the PSAT acronym stands for the preliminary SAT. That is it. That's all it means. It's simply the test that you take before the SAT. It is the practice. It is the trial run. It is the warm-up. It is the preview of literally what you'll see when the real test comes round. Also deeply important to remember with the PSAT is that it is the National Merit Scholarship Qualifying Test. And I'm going to talk all about that in just a couple of minutes, so just bear with me. But the PSAT is most important as the preliminary SAT. In fact, the College Board, the creators of all things SAT, designed the PSAT to be just like the SAT. That means that the PSAT is taken on your own computer or laptop. The PSAT reading and writing section lasts 64 minutes and has 54 questions. The PSAT math section lasts 70 minutes and has 44 questions. Now, the PSAT reading and writing section asks questions about grammar and usage and rhetoric and arguments and research. And the PSAT math section asks questions about geometry and algebra and word problems and some trigonometry. The PSAT sections are both evenly split between two modules. The PSAT is a computer adaptive test presenting an easier or harder second module in each section based on your performance on the first module. So, if you take anything away from today's discussion, the obvious point is that the PSAT is just like the SAT. Now, when you take the PSAT, you'll actually be seeing a test with the same number of questions, the same section breakdown, and the same amount of testing time. That said, I do need to provide you with one small teensy caveat, and that is that the College Board, the creators of all things SAT and PSAT, says that the PSAT is a little bit easier overall than the SAT. It also is graded on a scale of 320 to 1420 instead of a 400 to 1600 scale on the traditional SAT. And the all-important thing for you to remember is that no college or university that you will be applying to will ask for your PSAT scores on your college admission application. So, when you take the PSAT, you should treat it just as a fantastic preview of the actual SAT. And that naturally brings me to another common question that we hear from our Princeton Review students about the PSAT. When is the PSAT? The very simple answer is October. More specifically, you'll take the PSAT on the day that your school hosts the PSAT. Now, your school's counseling office will be in charge of precisely when and exactly where you'll take the PSAT. So ask them if you don't actually know when your PSAT date is. That said, most students will take the PSAT during a school day administration. But if no school days work for your school, your counseling team may choose one of 2 Saturdays in October to administer the PSAT test. Now, based on when you took the PSAT, your scores will be sent to you and to your counselors in either late October or early November. All of this leads to the even bigger question: does the PSAT actually matter? How cynical of you. I mean, the truth is, when we talk about college admission applications, the answer to that question is super easy. The PSAT absolutely does not matter to college admission offices. No one single college or university in America requires students to submit a PSAT score in their application. But you should know that the answer to does the PSAT actually matter is complicated for many students, because if you have a great PSAT experience, you remember literally every formula. Your testing room is the perfect temperature. Your test has few distractions. The PSAT can actually matter if you do super well on it, and it can matter a great deal. That's because the PSAT is not just the preliminary SAT. The PSAT is also the National Merit Scholarship Qualifying Test. If you score high enough, you can qualify for scholarship to college. Now, this also gets complicated. In order to become a semifinalist for the National Merit Scholarship, you need to earn a top 1% score in your state. But that's not a top PSAT score. It's a top score on the National Merit Scholarship Selection Index. Now, the Selection Index is determined by doubling your reading and writing score, adding it to your math score, and then dividing by 10. Now, I don't want you to worry here. You're not required to calculate your own selection index score yourself. It's going to be provided for you on your PSAT score report, and you'll also see a percentile score to see if you actually made it into that top 1%. But for everybody else, those scoring in the 99 percentile, you can still use your score on the PSAT as a guide for the SAT. Now, the College Board even says that what you got on the PSAT is what you'd likely receive if you took that SAT on the same day. And that means that the PSAT is best used as a kickstart preparation for the SAT. Now, just for a quick review before I sign off for today, when you've taken the PSAT, you've, number one, seen a test just like the SAT. Number two, you've received a score that's predictive of your SAT performance. And number three, you know what you should do to earn an SAT score that gets you in to your dream college. And that is it, my friends, for today. As always, if you have any questions on the information that we covered today on the PSAT or the National Merit Scholarships, please do not hesitate. Slug that into the comments section. I do my level best to get back to you.
All right, so we listened to a little bit about the PSAT, and now I'm going to recap what we talked about. So the PSAT is actually the practice for the SAT. It gives you opportunities for scholarships and recognition. It qualifies you for the National Merit Scholarship, and those scholarships are exciting. Some of the scholarships will ask for your PSAT scores. It also gives you a chance to really practice. It tells you where your strengths are, areas of improvement, and it connects you with colleges. All right, what is the National Merit Program? So the National Merit Scholarship Program is a qualifying test and scholarship that you would get from the PSAT. So there are approximately 7,140 scholarships available, and they range from $2,500 to $10,000. So it really depends on which scholarship you get, but that's a lot of money. So it also gives you access to over $300 million in other scholarships. All right, so the SAT and the PSAT are nearly identical. He talked a little bit about what the scores mean, but you don't need to worry about that right now. But this PSAT is not used for college admissions. It's really just used for you as a practice. So make sure you're using that as a practice tool. All right, here's some more reasons. Like I said, it's great practice for you, qualifies you for the scholarships, helps you see your strengths, connects you with colleges. All right, so now I have told you enough of everything that you want to know about the PSAT. You're excited, you're ready to take it, so what do you do next? You sign up in the counseling center or in the student center by October 3rd. That is this Friday. You need to sign up by this Friday in order to take it. We have to know how many tests we need to order. The cost for you is only $5. If $5 is a burden for you and you can't afford it, come see one of your counselors or myself and we will help you. Then you will take the test on Thursday, October 30th at 8:30 in the morning. Lots of cool things, so I know you're excited to take this test. These are some flyers that you may have seen. If you forgot everything that I said, you will see these around campus. If you have any questions, the one thing is I did have a typo on here. I said we were starting at 8 o'clock. We are not starting at 8 o'clock. We'll start at 8:30, so after that bell rings. And if you want to practice for the PSAT, this is a QR code that you can scan. Grab your phones out, scan the code. I'll also give this presentation to your teachers, your Eagle Time teachers, so they make sure to put it into your classroom. And this will lead you to some practice. All right, so important information. Deadline, like I said, is October 3rd. It's only for 10th and 11th grade students. We'll start at 8:30 in the morning, so you need to be to school on time. You have to bring your Chromebook completely charged as well as your chargers. No coming into Misty or Miss Shapansky in the morning saying, I don't have my computer, I don't know what to do. Okay, you've got to bring it. You need to get a good night's sleep or rest before you come. And again, like all the other tests you guys take, no cell phones are allowed in the room, including or smartwatches. All right. This is one other quick little video. I know you're tired of these by now, but hopefully at this point you're still paying attention because this is going to tell you what to expect on the day of the PSAT.
Get ready for the digital PSAT and MSQT. Here's how it'll work. Before test day, sign into the Blue Book exam app and head to the Practice and Prepare section. You can explore the tools and features of the app and try a few sample questions in the test preview, or take a full-length practice test. Your school will tell you if you're going to test with your own device or a school-managed device. Either way, make sure your device is fully charged. It'll need to stay on for roughly 3 hours. If you're bringing your own device, we recommend you bring a power cord or portable charger. You'll also need a pencil or pen. Scratch paper will be provided. You'll go through a quick check-in process and the test will be downloaded to your device. You'll also have a chance to enter your mobile phone number so you can access the Big Future School mobile app to get your scores delivered right to your phone. The digital PSAT and MSQT has 2 sections, reading and writing, and math. It should take you just over 2 hours to complete, not including breaks. Each section of the test has 2 parts, called modules, and each module is timed separately. You can move back and forth between questions in a module and review your answers until time expires. There will be a break between sections. During the test, you'll have access to a set of tools. On all math questions, you'll find a reference sheet and a calculator. You can also bring an approved calculator. Use the annotation tool to highlight text, or leave yourself a note. On multiple choice questions, if you think an answer option is wrong, you can cross it out. And you can mark for review any questions you want to come back to later. Zoom in and out using keyboard shortcuts on laptops or by pinching on tablets. If you have a problem during the test, click the help icon for troubleshooting tips. And you can always raise your hand to ask the proctor for help too. When the test is over, your answers will be submitted automatically. Wait until you see the congratulations screen to close your device. A few weeks after the test, we'll share your scores with you through the Big Future School mobile app and connect you with lots of great tools to help you plan for careers, college, financial aid options, and more. For more information, visit psat.org/digital.
All right. There is a little bit more information for you regarding the PSAT so you know what to expect on the day of. All right, now that you guys are all excited to sign up for the PSAT, come see your counselors. Come see me in the Career Center / Gear Up office, and we will get you signed up. Remember, it is due by Friday. All right, have a great day, Eagles. Yay!